A water smuggling raid, a hidden farmer, the Rock's village discovery. He tilled the soil in quiet dedication until Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson awakened his hidden seed. Who was this man, and why did he rise to fight? Stay tuned. This tale will root you. It's Sunday, August 17th, 2025, 1:47 p.m. plus 3 hours. The arid landscapes of Pushkar, Rajasthan, India, shimmer under the midday sun, the air warm with the scent of dry earth and mustard flowers. In a sunlit field surrounded by low stone walls, Ravi Sharma, 48, tends to his crops, his hands rough from years of farming. His cotton tunic is dusty but practical, his face marked by faint scars that hint at a life beyond the land, his dark eyes reflecting a quiet endurance. The rustle of leaves and the distant call of peacocks fill the space as villagers know him as the diligent farmer who sustains their community. But no one probes his past. He's simply Ravi. Ravi pauses, wiping sweat from his brow, and glances at a small radio tucked in his tool bag, its static breaking with news of illegal water smugglers targeting rural areas, armed gangs, thefts. A shadow of unease flickers across his face before he resumes hoeing, his movements steady. Beneath a locked chest hidden under a pile of hay in his barn lies evidence of his former life. A signal flare, an encrypted radio, and a smoke bomb. Secrets buried deep, unknown to all. The following morning, a dusty Jeep rolls into the village, its tires crunching along the dirt path. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson steps out, his towering presence drawing awestruck gazes from the villagers. Part of a global documentary tour to document retired warrior stories, commandos, assassins, agents. Dressed in a lightweight beige shirt, cargo pants, and desert boots, he carries a camera crew, their equipment glinting in the sunlight. Children gather near the temple, their eyes wide while farmers nod in respect. Ravi, irrigating his fields, hears the commotion and approaches, offering a respectful nod. "Welcome," he says, his voice deep yet reserved. Dwayne approaches, the dry air invigorating him, and watches Ravi manage his irrigation with expert care, his hands moving with purpose. He notices his strength and the scars tracing his forearms. This farmer has a story, he thinks, his curiosity piqued. Ravi hands him a small woven basket, filled with fresh spices, its aroma rich, and Dwayne thanks him, intrigued by the resilience in his steady gaze, signaling his crew to set up as the village buzzes with excitement. Night falls and chaos erupts. An illegal water smuggling gang storms the fields, masked gunmen emerging from trucks, their rifles glinting under the moonlight. They seize the farmland, taking villagers hostage and using irrigation pipes as barricades, their shouts blending with the rustle of crops and cries of the trapped. Gunfire echoes through the village, police sirens, distant and faint. Ravi, checking his harvest late, hears the disturbance and peers out. A smuggler bursts in, aiming a pistol, demanding he stay silent or die. Ravi reacts with surprising agility. Grabbing a sickle, he slashes at the thug's hand, the pistol clattering to the ground. As more smugglers advance, he moves to the barn, unlocking the chest with a steady hand to reveal a signal flare, an encrypted radio, and a smoke bomb, tools from his covert days. Arming himself, he springs into action, firing the flare to light the sky and alert help, broadcasting a coded distress call, and deploying the smoke bomb to shroud the fields in a thick haze. He pulls a hostage to safety behind a cart, his breath ragged, adrenaline surging. Dwayne, observing from a ridge with his crew, mutters, "This man's a leader," his admiration growing as he prepares to join the fight. With police reinforcements arriving to subdue the smugglers, the fields are secured, and the village begins to recover. Dwayne enters the barn, finding Ravi inspecting his tools, his hands steady despite the tension in his posture. He sets his camera aside, leaning against a beam with a warm smile. "Ravi," he says, "that wasn't just farming skill. What's with those devices?" Ravi freezes, his eyes dropping to the encrypted radio still in his hand, its dial scratched. Old burdens, he murmurs, his voice tight. But Dwayne presses gently. Come on, those scars, that fight. There's a story. Share it with me. Ravi exhales deeply, the weight of his past rising to the surface. He sets the radio down and meets Dwayne's gaze. During a conflict, he begins, his voice low and halting. I was a logistics coordinator, managing covert supplies. A mission failed. My team was captured because I misjudged the route. I've carried that guilt ever since. Dwayne listens intently, noting the pain etched into Ravi's features, the farming masking his shame, and a plan begins to form to help him find redemption. Ravi's confession lingers with Dwayne over the next few days. He returns to the field with a sack of seeds, finding Ravi plowing in the early morning light, the field's echoes still fresh. Ravi, he says, setting the seeds down, you saved lives that night. Why keep it buried? Ravi pauses, his plow stalling in the soil, and turns to face him. Because every harvest, he replies, his voice cracking, reminds me of their faces, my team, lost because I failed. Guilt keeps me planting, not fighting. Dwayne nods, his expression empathetic and resolute. Maybe this village needs that fight now. You can protect them, turn that guilt into growth. Ravi looks away, his skepticism evident, but Dwayne's words spark a glimmer of hope. That night, alone in the barn, he opens the chest again, pulling out a faded logistics report with his team's last convoy details, tears welling as memories of the capture and loss flood back. A week later, on August 24th, 2025, a soil and safety day is announced. Dwayne and Ravi transformed the fields into a community celebration, setting up tables with fresh produce, hand-woven mats, and food stalls under a canopy of strung lights. Villagers gather, children planting seeds, elders sharing farming songs, the air alive with the scent of earth and unity. Dwayne calls Ravi to a makeshift stage, his voice carrying over the crowd as he recounts his tale. The logistics pass, the team's loss, the field fight. This man, he declares, his tone both powerful and warm, turned his soil into a stronghold for us all. The crowd erupts in applause, some villagers approaching Ravi with grateful nods and murmured thanks. He steps forward, clutching the report, his voice shaky but firm. Justice in the land are for everyone. I do this for them, for my team. Dwayne collaborates with local police to dismantle the smuggling gang's operation, then launches a safety fund to protect the village, rallying the community around Ravi. The fields become a symbol of resilience, their crops reflecting newfound strength. By September 11th, 2025, the village thrives with a renewed sense of agricultural harmony and security. Soil and Safety Day's impact lingers, with locals organizing irrigation projects and patrols. Ravi continues his farming, his scars a silent testament to his past, but his spirit now carries a quiet pride. Dwayne visits to bid farewell, presenting him with a hand-carved hoe engraved with sour. This is your, he says, his eyes reflecting pride. Ravi takes it, his fingers tracing the inscription, whispering, thank you, as emotion swells within him. The narrative closes with the village's unity strengthened, Ravi's redemption shaping a safer, more fertile future. Dwayne's voiceover seals it. True growth rises from scars, sowing hope for all. Ravi Sharma proves that. Have you ever met a hidden hero like Ravi? Someone who turned pain into purpose? Share their story in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. If this tale inspired you, hit that subscribe button, like, and share to keep these stories alive. Join us next time for another epic journey with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.